Very low, though. Let me get up there. I'll give you a quiz. Who's the first three guys that sing?
I have no idea.
I know.
I'll do the intro first, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode number 35 of the Just Too Sweet Show. I am Big Daddy Cool Tim Tabala. Next to me right here is the tag team partner, rolling with Jim Dandy today, Mr. Eric Zant. Down below, we got Bert Screwed. Bert, what is going on, gentlemen?
How we doing?
Another fun-filled week of action, non-stop action we got.
We's here and we's in living color.
That's right. So, Eric, what's been going on, man, since last time we were on?
Last time we were on, not much. Been fairly nice, as everybody knows. Well, Bert wouldn't know. It's always nice where Bert is, but
not the last couple of days.
No, it's been shitty.
Yeah, had a
the hurricane,
tropical depression pass through.
Really?
Rain nonstop. Yeah.
How did I miss that?
We're getting that rain tomorrow. Tomorrow and the next day.
Well, I've been finishing up some odds and ends, some jobs that I do. The crazy fucking ladder guy. Because nobody wants to climb ladders, so I do it. But no, I finished up a few jobs and I got all that taken care of. And I've been doing some tidbits for the new show coming next week. By the way,
teaser.
Unofficial official announcement. Tune in a week from Monday.
Monday
for the debut episode of
the special first guest, known as Steve Faraji.
Special first guest is Steve Farag, Mr. Pop Culture himself.
Yes, that's the way to do it. You got to grease the boss right off the bat.
Why? What? Why do you think I got him on the first show?
You always got to put the boss over.
I even sent him a bottle of liquor. It's like I just drink this. But no, everything.
Bert, what's going on with you, Bert? Other than hurricanes, what's going on?
Just work. Big month coming up going on right now for wrestling, especially with WWE. A lot of good stuff on there. A lot of big anniversaries, especially yesterday. But I know we covered a lot of times, so we're not necessarily go over it. But big month, big event. Just work, just hanging out, staying safe. Being careful, putting my mask on.
I don't think we can cover the Montreal screw job again because it always comes up. It always comes up. It always will come up because of Crybaby Brett every week coming up with a new person to bury, person to blame.
The biggest work in the history of the business.
Hey, I'm starting to think it was a work. I really am.
It's the way he turned around and just like within 2 minutes, just instantly spit on Vince. He was just right. Vince was already right in position.
Yeah, it was like he had an X on the floor. Staying here. It's like
yeah.
Have you noticed though that like Brett has a pattern? Brett gets pissed off at somebody at least once a year or every 6 months.
Every 2 weeks.
And it's like, and the recurring ones are like Vince, Sean, Bischoff, Hogan. There's a couple more. But he's always rotating around all these people that he's getting pissed off about. I just heard another Bischoff thing where he was an interview on Sam Roberts, and I mean he fucking buried Bischoff bad.
Yeah,
it was awful. It was
That's
funny.
all he does. Well, yes, he can't be surprised.
I'm not, but I'm like, my God, Brett, you punched Vince McMahon and he got right back up, so you're not that tough, okay? I mean, if fucking Dick Slater or fucking Haku or Paul Gotch got a hold of you, they'd tear you to pieces. Even Bradshaw, who's a I'm not afraid of Brad.
Well, like we said, he really thought he was the world champion.
He thought he was the Canadian hero. He thought
he won that belt from Ric Flair, like for real life.
Yeah. And like as soon as he won that belt, it was like, he had a cape, everything. He was just Mr. I don't know what happened. Like He was great before that. When he was Intercontinental Champion, he was the coolest guy going.
Yeah.
Tell me he wasn't.
He was. Something happened. Something snapped. It was all has to do with the screw job. Screw job changed everything.
Oh, everything.
All right, let's not get on that again. Like I said, we did a whole show about it a year ago, Eric. I think the last anniversary we did because there was no video then; it was just audio. We did a whole show based on it.
It was just audio, yeah. There was no video.
Probably our best show without the video. I think that was a great show we did.
That was a great show, if I remember correctly.
I do. I remember. Let's start with something I thought was really funny because it popped up today, and that is the wrestling album. The original wrestling album turns 35 years old today.
So
35. Oh my God, I feel so old. But the wrestling album, the intro to the show was "Land of a Thousand Dances," which was a completely ridiculous video. Hysterical.
It was so fun though.
The fact that you got the faces on one side and the heels on the other was just pure genius. And Vince and Lord Alfred Hayes and Gene Oakland in the middle singing.
Jesse Ventura,
yep. That's right. And Paul Orndorff doing this the whole time, kissing his wife's
arms. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so great. But let me give you guys a pop quiz right now. Then, if you remember the album, best song on the album, other than "Land of a Thousand Dances," and you're going to say "Real American" is the best song on that album. No doubt, it's the best song on that album.
Probably,
no doubt. I have no doubt it is. That thing still goes today. Other than those two, pick a song off that album that you think is the best. If you got to bring it up, bring it up. I already got mine. I already know mine. I'm
torn between two.
And Sam's going to hate it when I say it. If she can hear me, I don't know if she can hear me in the other room.
Since I grew up,
we got "Grab Them Cakes," "Junkyard Dog," "For Everybody" by Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper. That song was originally called "Fuck Everybody," by the way, and he changed it to "For Everybody." Mm-hmm. What else do we have? We had the Hulk Hogan cartoon. They had that song.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna give you mine.
Okay.
And since I grew up in the hills of upstate New York, that song on that album has got to be "Don't Go Messing with a Country Boy." It has to be.
Don't go messing with a country boy.
It's simple and it's to the point, and it was I'll go with it. Bert, what about you? What's best song on that? Your best song, other than the obvious original two?
It has to be "Rest in Peace," Tutti Frutti, Gene Oakland.
Tutti Frutti remake by Mean Gene Oakland.
Classic.
It actually was a very good version of that song. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I mean, he's no Little Richard, but I mean, come on, it was pretty good. Now I'm going to tell you my favorite, and I hope Paul Strauss is watching. I don't know if he is. My favorite song, obviously the other two, is "Cara Mia" by Nikolai Volkov.
That's great.
Because I'll tell you why. To this very day, and we just heard it the other day, and my wife said, "Why do they always play this song?" When that song comes on, I sing it as Nikolai Volkov. I do not sing it the original version. I sing it as Nikolai Volkov every single time it comes on, and I love it. And it's so annoying.
That's great.
I think we should do a show about that and Pile Driver. Pile Driver was a decent album.
We should do a show on the first two wrestling albums.
And they started coming out with the theme music, which was like a dream come true. We used to be able to buy all the theme songs. It was fantastic.
If we had that back in the rubber wrestler days when we were kids, like we'd never grown up.
No,
I'd still be playing with them now.
No, we had to have our own theme music.
We did. We had to improvise.
Which was, depending on my character, when I was the Malibu Surfer, yes, I was a character called the Malibu Surfer. Nice. I used the Beach Boys, Surfing USA. That was my intro music.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah. That's when I was a face. I was a baby face.
Mm.
And I don't know when I was a heel. I used any music. I didn't care. Mm-hmm. Everyone has to have a stupid character when they're a kid.
Oh yeah.
Did you have a stupid character, Eric?
Yeah.
What was your stupid character?
I was like a pre Shawn Michaels character. I was Eric the Man Zant. and I came out to "Looks That Kill" by Motley Crue.
Nice song. Good choice.
Yeah, and I would bump around, dance around. I cut off like my sweatshirt and like the sleeves. You know, I had like really tight sweatpants I'd run around in. My fucking dad was a freak. My dad was an old school German guy who just didn't get anything. You know what I mean? He was cool as shit. Don't get me wrong, but like as far as like pop culture went for like kids my age, he was clueless. And like I had long hair, but I'd blast that, and I'd walk out and get like a bag of chips or get some dinner or something, and I'd walk over like that, or I'd grab something like that and do whatever. My mom would laugh. My dad he would laugh. Like he tried not to, but like he didn't get it. It was so great. But that was me, Eric the Man Zant.
Look, sometimes it's good when you think of when you do something just for yourself.
Yeah.
Like you don't care if anyone else gets it. If it makes yourself laugh, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
You have any crazy characters growing up?
This was 89. Remember, this was 89.
Not really. I mean, I did dabber in the collectible aspect of wrestling. I did have a couple of belts. Made my own kind of. What I was really into with the action figures, I would like take shoe boxes and make the actual like pay-per-view sets and like color them out like exactly how they were like on TV. Like hardcore.
That's patience.
Yeah.
That's
I had a whole box of like for like every month, like SummerSlam, Unforgiven, whatever scheme it was, I would color it exactly the way it was. That's like big.
That's pretty cool,
when I was younger. Yeah.
Did you save any of them?
It was fun. Nah, I wish I did, but it was a lot. There's a lot of them. A lot of shoe boxes were used.
Did you save them? You still have them? I bet you have them.
I have to find them, but hopefully, I don't know.
Fuck, man, that's so great.
Maybe.
That's awesome. Hey, that's what happens when you're a kid. You come up with all these stupid. You got to come up with your own character every now and then. The Malibu server came about because my cousin Dave had a Michelangelo Ninja Turtles mask and a hat from Busch Gardens that had flaps. You know, the ones that had the flaps on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I put the mask on. I put the flap on. I put a towel around me. I said, "Dude, I'm a surfer from Malibu. Give me the Surfing USA music." Bam, that was my guy. Stupid, but effective.
Sweet.
All right, so let's move on real quick to the next thing. I said we're going to make this one a quick too, because this is really just for me, I think. Even though I'm sure you guys might be interested. A couple of weeks ago, I went and bought myself the Macho Man limited edition box.
Before we do this, I need a public service announcement. I'm not going to be the only one on this podcast saying "fuck." So, will you guys start dropping f-bombs, please?
When it's necessary, I'll drop mine. I will drop mine.
Hey, Bert.
I'm trying to keep him under the radar.
Bert. Fuck.
Fuck yeah.
There we go. You know what I noticed too, real quick? I have to work on this because when I laugh like heartily, I sound like Vince McMahon. I gotta work on it. I never knew. I do. Because I was getting picked on the other day by a bunch of people. They're like, well, you got a funny laugh. And I'm like, what? I thought it was funny. It was coming from within. And then they're like, that's like Vince McMahon.
Deep barreling laugh.
Yeah. And like, I don't even know why I brought that up. Let's unbox the Macho.
So I've been waiting for the show to open this. I do know what's in it because I said I bought it, but I've been waiting to actually open it to share it with you guys. So this is the box.
Nice.
And we got cream of the crop. Cream of the crop. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The yellow and the stars on it. Yeah.
And then we open it up. So I'm gonna make it quick. I'm not gonna drag it out. It's actually a pretty cool ass box.
Oh, take your time. This is cool.
Because we got ourselves. When you open it,
nice.
We got Mean Gene and the Macho Man.
Look at that.
So yeah,
beautiful.
That's pretty cool. And I already see. I see the thing that I ordered this specific. But I'm gonna save that for last. So let's put this here. First things first. We got ourselves a poster.
Oh.
Which I don't think I will be opening. We'll see. Then we got.
Buy one on eBay.
Nope, that's the one I want to see. So we got right here another mask. It says "Ooh yeah," the Macho Man mask, which is probably in every single box set now They want you to be safe. What do we got here?
Put this on before you open it. I can.
Oh no, I think that was actually. Wait, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Hang on. What the hell is that? You know what? I don't even know what that is. Hang on. I gotta open it now because that's not the mask. So what the hell is that?
We'll get a little trinket in there.
Yeah, it's a little Macho Man pouch. And when you open it,
little weed bag.
In the pouch. What the hell is this? Oh, this is that Macho Man belt that came out, that $900 belt, which I don't know how anyone could afford it. This is actually the plate. It's a miniature version of the plate.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
It's like a belt buckle.
Awesome.
It's a belt buckle, too. So, yeah, and I like the pouch. I'd rather have the pouch than
that's
than
where
the
the cream
buckle.
of the crop goes. You know?
Cream of the crop. We'll open this real quick. Am I going to open it?
Bert, I'm glad at least you think it's funny. It's, you know.
No, I appreciate your humor.
Thank you.
I like it.
We got a Macho Man collector's pin. Macho King.
Nice.
Oh.
We got. Let me put that back in there. There's the mask. It's yellow. I don't know why it's yellow.
I like the yellow.
But it says Macho Man. Oh yeah, I'll be wearing that tomorrow. It's a cool little vinyl figure.
Oh, that's sweet.
He's cute.
That's fucking real sweet.
And here's the funny part. This is probably the funniest thing in this box set, just because of what it is. It is a T-shirt, but not just any T-shirt. It is Macho Man shirtless on the hood of a truck, of a car.
Legend.
I mean, come on.
Legend.
Come on. How can you not want to wear that? How can you not want to wear this T-shirt?
I'm speechless.
That's awesome.
Right now.
It says Savage.
True Savage.
So that's pretty awesome. And now,
I give up.
The main reason for this purchasing, which probably will not fit my head, but I had to do it anyway, is...
There's a lot of rapping in there, huh?
Oh, yeah.
The Dolphins don't appreciate that.
Ooh.
The crown.
Whoa. The crown?
The King's crown.
Crown of the King.
Put it on, dude.
I don't think it's going to fit me.
Fuck yeah, it is.
It stretches. It'll fit.
I don't want to rip it live on the air. But yeah. No, it ain't gonna go on. And I don't want to push it. So what it's gonna do, it's gonna go on display. So you know what I'll do? Here we go.
That's nice though.
This is what we're gonna do.
Oh, it's on Baby Yoda. Yeah, okay.
Don't put it on the the carnivore. Fucking eats everything.
He's gonna be the Macho King from now on, Baby Yoda. So that's the box set. I enjoy it. I thought it was fun. I like the pouch. Of all things, I like the pouch.
I do
too. What does that tell you? And the shirt. I think the shirt's hysterical.
The shirt's awesome.
I would like to put medical marijuana in there.
in the pouch?
In the pouch.
I call it, oh yeah.
Put some of that wacky tobacco in there.
I call it the cream of the crop. You want it? Yeah.
All right, so let's get going. Let's move on. Let's get to the fun stuff. It is November, which means it is Survivor Series month. And we're going to go back right now to the very first Survivor Series.
So you see, Tim, you got to do it. You have to do it. Anytime you do any vintage pay-per-view, especially this one, it's like, welcome to the Survivor Series.
Yeah, I'm going to buzz out with the Howard Finkel stuff, but I know. But back then it was kind of calm though, because it was Jesse Ventura and Gorilla.
Yeah.
So it was a little more subdued than it was with Vince later on. But and then
at least for the intro, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Where
was this? Was take place?
Richfield.
What's with Ohio? What's with
Richfield
Ohio
Coliseum, right?
Getting the first two Survivor Series?
I think Vince. They were like nostalgic back then because they did a lot from like the Hartford Civic Center. They did a lot from the Richfield Coliseum. They did a lot in Binghamton. They did a lot.
I know.
Of course, at the Garden, but they did a lot in Poughkeepsie too. You know, because I think that's where their production was.
Really? Like in Delaware.
Yeah. Hi, I'm in Delaware.
But imagine nowadays Survivor Series being in a little Richfield arena instead of some kind of mecca that they have to be putting now.
Bert just said,
That's really,
Ohio.
Ohio.
and by the way, I think this event had probably, I'd put top 5 greatest teams, Survivor Series teams of all time. All right, we'll get to that anyway.
Pretty
Some good
close.
teams on here.
We'll have to award it some Cool Whip.
Cool whip. All right, let's get going then. The opening match
Cool Whip.
had a ton of favorites, 5-on-5 Survivor Series match rules. Randy Savage, captain, could have picked a much better team than this. Could have got himself a much better team. No, I'm just joking. It's a pretty decent team, except for Eric's Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Fuck him.
So it's Savage, Beefcake, Jake the Snake, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and Ricky Steamboat. You look at that; it's a lot of guys that he really had nasty rivalries with.
Yeah.
He just feuded with Ricky Steamboat a year before.
Yeah, and he almost killed him with the belt to the throat. And here they are a year later on Thanksgiving Day, having turkey together and surviving.
Sorry about the bell dragon. Yeah, you want to help me out there on Thanksgiving Day?
Remember, did you guys ever watch any of them on Thanksgiving Day? I was never allowed to. Never allowed to.
Yes, I have a quick anecdote to add. Go ahead, Bert.
Go.
No, you're good. You're good. Good.
Okay. So Luke Tucker, friend of ours, friend of the show, if the fucking prick would ever watch it. He's pretty much one of the few that had a satellite dish. Well, Will Fowler did. He used to pirate them for us. But one year, we actually got to watch it on Thanksgiving because they got it. Mark got it on his big fancy dish, on his big huge fancy. He had a big TV, you know what I mean, and and had the dish and stuff. And so one year we got to, I think it was '89. I think we got to watch live Survivor Series. It was really cool. I know that. Wow, that's not very exciting at all. Hey, sorry about that.
No.
Sorry about
That's
that.
good. That's good because I never got to watch them. I never got to watch them on Thanksgiving. Never, not one time. And
No,
it always upset me.
It was really cool. It was really fun because that's back in the day. The nostalgia day. Wow, this is much.
I wish they would do it on Thanksgiving now because I would definitely watch them now.
When did they do it now? Did they just do it?
Sunday. It'll be Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Sunday
Actually, this year it's on.
It's before.
This year it's before.
Yeah, it's either after or before.
Remember when it was
on the day anymore?
Remember when it was the Thanksgiving night tradition?
Exactly. That's why I miss it. That's why it sucks that I never ever got to watch it on Thanksgiving.
Here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Bert, did you ever get to watch it on Thanksgiving? But then again, by your time, I think it was already off Thanksgiving, no?
I watched some of the later ones, like from like 97, 98 past, but that's when they were just like either before or after Thanksgiving. But of course, I went back and watched a lot of these on. Back then they had the anthology series where they had like for WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series. They had the anthology series DVDs, or also the Coliseum videos.
Do they have a lot of the Coliseums on the network now? Like Rampage '92 and
I don't think they have them. I don't think they have them as packaged as Coliseum video. I think they just
it's just like Survivor Series '87. It's just like the thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Coliseum, a lot of them they have like extra interviews or like behind the scenes extra tidbits that were like maybe 10 or 20 minutes added to the overall runtime of the pay-per-view. But it wasn't like a different feed or anything like that.
Okay.
Well, Randy Savage's team faced the Honky Tonk Man's team, and he has a pretty damn horrible team. Dangerous Danny Davis, who I hated.
Part-time ref.
Now here's a question: was he really a ref who became a wrestler, or was he a wrestler who they made a ref and then let him be a wrestler? Anybody know that answer?
He was both.
Well,
he was a ref and a wrestler.
All referees have to learn how to work before they ref.
True.
But they don't have to go. They don't have to go 60 minutes. Like they have to learn how to bump in case they got to take a bump. But
all the referees that went through our training trained right up the whole training with us. Then they became referees.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't be a referee then. That sucks.
No.
Because I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing all that shit.
No, you're not doing
Dangerous Danny Davis, King Harley Race, Hercules, and the Outlaw Ron Bass. What a horrible team. Horrible team.
Yeah, the heels weren't really. I mean, they were villainish, like as Dudley Do Right ish goes, but like, Hercules is a big jacked up, oiled, fucking strong man, whatever, with a chain around his neck. And then the Outlaw Ron Bass had the mustache and the bullwhip. And what was he, like 350 pounds, some big fat Texan,
He was a cartoon character.
He was. Yeah. And then who else was there? King Harley. I like
King Harley Race.
I like Harley Race.
That was Harley towards the end.
Yeah.
I was never a Harley guy. I was a
Harley Race guy.
Yeah, he always annoyed me for some reason. I don't know why. He just did. But my favorite thing about these old school matches, especially the Survivor Series, was how jacked up they were in the interviews before the matches, screaming, yelling. Then you got Bobby Heenan and Jimmy Hart getting them all pumped up, and I mean, they really were like excited, like they were going out there to win this match.
They would each get like a minute or 2 minutes to say something before the match.
Like real quick, let's shoot their one little one liner and move on to the next guy. Then one liner, the next guy, and oh man, it was so great. It got me all pumped up watching these last couple of days. I was like, oh man, I'm digging this. I'm digging all these.
It's almost like they had somebody going around with little spoonfuls of crank, dropping them on their tongue. Like, let me tell you.
Macho Man won. Macho Man's team won, I should say, when Honky Tonk Man was the only one left, and he decided, no, I don't feel like wrestling anymore.
But you know what's great? You know what's great about this? The finish and Ventura's commentary. Because Honky Tonk Man, of course, at the time was the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
Yeah.
And after Ventura, when he was running out, when Honky Tonk Man was running out of the match, he was like, "Oh, he's the Intercontinental Champion. He's not going to risk injury by not winning a match he couldn't win."
Totally turns it around. Yeah,
totally hilarious. But like it's great. It gives him heat, and it makes him like he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it was great.
And also too with this match, like literally Honky Tonk was shooting with every guy on Savage's team. Literally, because that whole division was going for the IC title. When you talk about how stacked the mid card was back then,
it was the Dragon, Hacksaw, Savage,
Roberts,
and Beefcake,
Jake and Beefcake.
That's like 4 guys in there, legit.
Yeah.
Take out Beefcake; it's a solid team.
It is. Make him park cars.
Can I skip the women's match because the women aren't what they are today? We're going to skip the women's match because it's terrible. It was terrible.
Look, before anybody gets all gender, whatever divide, watch the match and understand why we're skipping. Because
it wasn't what it is today.
The fucking shits.
Give
Divas a chance.
Definitely not as good.
Yeah, hashtag give Divas a chance didn't exist yet, so it was definitely not worth watching.
Here's what I want everybody to envision. Like your 57-year-old Aunt Margaret and all her bridge club friends putting on bathing suits and going out into the backyard and slapping each other around. Now, if you want to watch that, go right ahead. Okay? But no,
that's too vivid. That's a little too vivid.
Well, I want people to understand why we're not talking about it because it's the shits.
Okay, I like it. Next one is the tag team match, which I really enjoyed. I enjoyed when they had like 15, 20 guys on the side on the ring, and it's just
like 10 on 10.
10 on 10. It was just a madhouse. We had the British Bulldogs, the Killer Bees. Don't get me started on the Killer Bees, by the way. The Fabulous Rougeau Brothers, Strike Force, who were the tag team champions, but not for much longer.
Strike Force.
And the Young Stallions, who I really
couldn't
stand. Defeated the Bolsheviks, Demolition, the Dream Team of Dino Bravo and Greg Valentine. Greg Valentine just had to be the Dream Team his whole career. The Hart Foundation and the Islanders. And there were 15 managers at ringside, too, because you had Bobby Heenan, Mr. Fuji, Jimmy Hart, Johnny Valiant, and Slick, all at ringside. So you're talking 25 guys around this ring at one point.
It's 25 paydays.
Holy fuck.
Crazy.
You know, the Young Stallions suck. Like that was that they just suck.
Aren't you a Paul Roma guy? Weren't you a Paul Roma guy?
I wasn't a Paul Roma guy, was I?
I thought you were a Paul Roma guy.
No.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just asking.
I don't think I am. I don't think so.
I don't think I am.
I don't think I am.
I don't think I am. Listen, man, I'm a Tito Santana guy. Okay,
Underrated.
and a Rick Martel guy. Strike Force wasn't their best day, but I'm a huge fucking Tito Santana fan, and I'm a huge Rick Martel fan.
Did you like Girls in Cars?
I did. I thought it was really total. It was that. If I could pick one thing to define the '80s, if somebody like in 20 years, like some kid goes, Grandpa, like, well, get some kid, my grandson, maybe one of my kids, says, hey, old man, can you just, what was the '80s like? I would show them the video from Girls in Cars.
And that's pretty terrifying.
Am I right?
You guys are all gay back then?
Well, by then, I think everybody's going to be gay, right? Like, probably what's coming, you know?
That's a whole nother show. Bert, what'd you like? Did you like this match?
Yeah, it was good. It's crazy to go back and see both of these Survivor Series. Literally only four matches on the card, 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. But yeah, it was fun just to see everyone kind of, going at it.
All right, so here comes the next match. And this team, I consider top three, top five greatest teams ever assembled. Not including like the Avengers and the 90 Dream Team, the Dream Team. I'm talking about wrestling. We got Captain Andre the Giant. Natural Butch Reed, who is probably the weak link in this team, but still a good dude. Yeah. King Kong Bundy, the one-man gang, and Ravishing Rick Rude. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That is a heel team if you've ever wanted a heel team.
That's one of the greatest Survivor Series teams of all time.
That's what I'm saying. Top 3, top 5, no doubt in my mind. It's got to be one of the greatest teams ever assembled.
If they took out Butch Reed and put him in the match and gave Harley Race to these guys, then that would have been complete.
Harley Race? I wouldn't do a Harley Race. I
would do a Harley Race.
He's crusty and old.
What do you got against Harley Race?
Bert's doing
See, now imagine Honky wasn't the captain of his own team and you switch Honky and Harley. That's a great team. Not Harley, Honky and Natural Butch Reed.
And Butch Reed.
That's a heel team right there.
That is a heel team.
Wow.
I agree. Well, what about the opposing team, Tim?
The opposing team. See, this is already over already. We already did the whole NXT 87 already. This is quick because we skipped the women. Their team, Captain Hulk Hogan, and that's just. I think this is a terrible team.
I think
terrible
so too.
for Hulk Hogan.
I think so too.
Magnificent Don Morocco, who again, Don Morocco's cool, but this was,
he was
towards past his prime. He was.
Oh,
yeah, but he was
fucking
huge.
He
was too jacked for his age at that time.
I mean, you're 45 years old and you're vascular like that and ripped and huge.
Yep. So we got Don Morocco, Bam Bam Bigelow, who, by the way, this had to be his coming out party, no?
I believe it was.
He was fantastic in this match. He had a really good match in this match.
Big time.
Ken Patera, who, again, I never liked. I can never get into.
I like
Ken Patera.
The world's strongest murderer. And
he didn't
kill Paul Orndorff. Didn't he kill somebody? That's why he was in jail.
No, him and Saito picked up a giant boulder and threw it through a McDonald's window.
Yeah, Ventura talked about that in the match. He was like, "Oh, I wouldn't want to be teamed up with a felon." This is like,
I did too.
But he said it, but like it was like a shoot because Vince obviously wouldn't have him say that. But Ventura could say whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah,
that's
so great.
Yeah, ex-con.
So what happened? Let's finish that. They threw a boulder through a McDonald's window.
So it was after a match one night.
Because the McDonald's, they were going to a McDonald's. It was closed.
Yeah.
Then they got mad.
And then a spot show for Vern, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was I think it was in Wisconsin or Minnesota, one of the two.
Somewhere up there.
But they went and ordered a bunch of burgers, right? And then they tried to. Then they saw them bringing them out and throwing them out, and he's like, "Well, let's just buy them." And they're like, "No." So, what Patera say? Patera tells it differently. Like he didn't.
Well, he claims that it was one of the somebody else that threw the rock.
Yeah, and then
but not him.
It wasn't him. But then they went and tried to accost him, and he said he just went quietly. But the other story is that he fucking strong-armed a bunch of cops and beat up whatever. But
wasn't he in jail a long time? He was in jail for throwing a bullet through a McDonald's window?
It was like 2 years.
I thought he killed somebody.
No, he didn't kill him.
Wow. No. See, you learn something new every day.
He didn't pull a snooker.
He got screwed over, that's for sure, like being in jail that long for that.
Yeah.
They even said that, like, he shouldn't have been in jail that long. Like 90 days or something like that.
Or like a fine. It's something very minor.
Or a fine, yeah, like, because I think he even got it expunged. Like, I don't know. Something. It's a pretty cool story.
Wow, that's insane. See, all those years I'm thinking he's a murderer.
No,
but he was just a felon.
That's the invader who did that.
Wow. See, you learn something new every day on this show.
But getting back to the match. So Hogan at this time, obviously this is right after a couple months after WrestleMania 3. He's probably at the height of his popularity in the WWF. Has a moment in the beginning of the match where I believe he's like hyping up all of his guys. Yeah. He claps him, and the ref thinks that he tagged somebody else in. So the ref forces Hogan to go out. I think it was Morocco or Patera.
I think it was Morocco. Yeah,
had to come in and start the match. It was just like, what a shit move. Like, really? Come on, Hogan.
That's great, though. It's still great.
It was.
Oh, that was 1987. We're going to move on to 1988. See, we can do these real quick, man. Well, the old ones anyway, because the old ones, like I said, were just nice and quick. Oh, I mean, match-wise, they were quick. The very first match. Now, let me ask you, Eric. This is going to piss you off because it pissed me off. And if it pissed me off, it's going to piss you off. How did the Ultimate Warrior get sidelined with a co-captain? And that co-captain is Brutus Beefcake. Ooh. Why do you need a co-captain? All because Macho Man and Hogan were co-captains, so everyone had to have a co-captain that year? And why was it Beefcake?
It was Beefcake because...
You know why, brother? Because Beefcake knows what it takes, brother. Yeah.
No.
Basically. I think Beefcake was supposed to beat the Honky Tonk Man for the Intercontinental title. He was sidelined. He was sidelined with a knee injury that year or something, right? That wasn't the parasailing accident. That was a few years later. He had like a knee injury or something. He was supposed to go over on Honky because he's feuding with Honky, and he didn't have an opponent. And Warrior was over. Everybody else can fuck off. Warrior was over. Warrior. I mean, let's be honest. Have you two ever heard a pop that loud in your life, other than like the Rock Hogan match? Exclude that. Have you ever heard a pop in the Garden like that Ultimate Warrior pop? Not only when he came out, but when he won in SummerSlam.
Yeah.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
I have.
You haven't.
I have.
You think you have.
You think you did.
But anyway, the co-captain thing. I think they were throwing Beefcake a bone because he was blowing Hogan still, and it's like, brother, we got to have something for for Brutus, brother. So Beefcake probably went in and whatever, the hand job with Vince and cried, and Beefcake wasn't really over. Like those stupid shoot interviews that asshole does with like Devin Nicholson and all those other guys, like fuck him. All right, he's a bitter fat fuck who can't fucking work. He does a sleeper. Okay, you stupid son of a bitch. I should have kicked your ass. I should have kicked your ass at that sign. I should have kicked the shit out of you. I should have ripped you out of that chair, beat your fucking head in, and left you there with Sergeant Slaughter.
You don't want to go to New York jail for beating up Brutus Beefcake.
Yes, I do.
You don't
I'll
want
go to Rikers Island. I'll go to
New
Rikers
York
Island.
jail. You don't want to go to Rikers Island. You don't want to go to Rikers for beat. What are you in for? I beat up Brutus Beefcake. 70-year-old Brutus Beefcake.
They would treat me like a king.
I don't know about that.
But seriously, okay, so they had a co-captain, and Beefcake was his. Like I said, they're just throwing him a bone. And Beefcake was kind of over, but like he was not Ultimate Warrior over. Mm-hmm. But like I said, the co-captains, I think because, the popularity of Savage and Hogan at the time, you know what I mean? The tandem. I think they're like, oh, let's try this out. And obviously it didn't work, It was a one-time shot. So.
All right, well, the rest of their scheme, if that's what you want to call it, of Jumping Jim Brunzell, Sam Houston, and the Blue Blazer, who we all know is Owen Hart. So that's good.
So there were two good people on the team, the Warrior and Owen Hart.
Exactly. They actually defeated the team of, again, Honky Tonk Man, another captain. He falls off the following year, but he's another captain again. Who was his? He didn't have a co-captain, did he?
Yeah, it was. I
don't know, because he had the Outlaw Ron Bass, Dangerous Stanley Davis, Bad News Brown, and Greg Valentine. I think he was going solo.
No, I think it was. I think it was Valentine, wasn't it? Or Bass? Was it? Oh, it was Outlaw Ron because he's the one that cut Beefcake.
Oh, with the spur, right?
Yeah, remember when they X'd out the, oh my God.
What a horrible, horrible team these were. Again, Dangerous Danny Davis is probably the worst thing to happen to professional wrestling in the 1980s. I hate that guy.
Other than Bruce.
Ron Bass, again, it's just what it reminded me of. You had Sam Houston on one side, Ron Bass on the other. It's like the Super Friends, where you got to have a villain to match your guy. Like this guy grows tall, so you got to have a chick that grows tall. So you had to have the cowboy versus the cowboy. That's kind of what it reminded me of. Only problem is you didn't have a black guy to fight Bad News Brown on the other team. Bad News just walked away. Was
Sam Houston dancing, doing the stupid dance?
Yes, he did the stupid dance real quick.
No.
And Bad News Brown. Now, Bad News Brown is a heel. That dude walked away. He's like, yo, I'm done, man. I don't want. You guys aren't worth fighting for. You guys are garbage. I'm out of here.
Great. That was so great.
He deserved a lot more than he got. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Any comments on this match before we move on?
Bad teams.
It was the shits. The coolest thing was the Bad News thing.
Yeah.
All right, now we got another 10-on-10 tag match, and this had a big. This was big for me back in the day. We had the Powers.
Big debut Pain. Also.
We had the Powers of Pain team, Warlord and Barbarian, with the Rockers, Shawn Michaels, and the backpack he cares to carry around, Marty Jannetty. The British Bulldogs, and the Hart Foundation, and again now you throw the Young Stallions in there. Why? Because they're there. See, look at that team I just said. And then you got to throw in the Young Stallions just because they have nothing better to do. That's
was it? This is 88 going into 89.
Powers of Pain, Rockers, the British Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation. Then you got to throw in the Young Stallions. Ugh.
They couldn't have put where was Strike Force?
Were they still Strike Force?
I think they had broken up at that point.
They broke up by then, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Martel was getting ready to become the model now, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty close.
Well, they were facing Demolition, Action Smash, the Brainbusters, which, of course, are two of the Four Horsemen, which a lot of people forget about, the Bolsheviks, Fabulous Rougeos, and the Conquistadors.
El Conquistadores.
Not Uno, Christian.
Uno and Dos, by the way. That's their names. Uno and Dos. How great is that? The
1 and 2? Seriously?
Yes. Yes, Uno and Dos.
Conquistador Uno and Conquistador Dos?
Yeah, that's their names.
You're kidding.
So, fun fact. Eric's going to love this. So, Dos of the Conquistadors is Jose Estrada Sr., who is the father of Jose Estrada Jr., who is in the Boricuas.
Dos, baby, Dos.
Conquistador dos.
Also, too, I love,
I'm a happy man.
love. What's his name? Not Davy Boy. Who was the
Billington, Dynamite Kid.
Dynamite Kid? Loved his pedo mustache. Straight out of a white bus. Literally just was like,
Yep. He wasn't messing around that time.
That's you gotta be kind of crazy, kind of tough to pull that off. Because not many guys can pull that mustache off.
No.
Oh, this was a pretty good match considering you had the Conquistadors and the Bolsheviks in there. But the famous this match is famous because good old Mr. Fuji decided he found a better team than Demolition and betrayed them, pulled the rope down so Smash fell through, and then hit Axe over the head with the gain, and just decided to switch to the Powers of Pain. Demolition became good guys, Powers of Pain became bad guys, all in one night. Broke my heart a little bit, but I was a Demolition guy, so I had to go with Demolition, say goodbye to Mr. Fuji, and then I hated the Powers of Pain. But it was a pretty decent match. Eric, what do you like? You like this match?
I did. There's an interesting little quip about this match. It's the last appearance of the British Bulldogs together ever in the WWF. Yeah. Davey Boy would come back a year later, or less than a year later, whatever it was. But there's an interesting fact about this match is that this was the first time that Jacques Rougeau and the Dynamite Kid faced one another since their infamous incident that happened months earlier. Remember that, Bert?
Yeah.
Yep.
Big deal.
Now, Tim didn't know this. Mr. Perfect pulled a rib on the Bulldogs, and he thought, for whatever reason, that it was one of the Rougeaus. And for some reason, the Rougeaus got lumped into it. So, and Dynamite was a tough guy. So he walked up to the Rougeaus and he said, what the fuck, whatever. And
what the fuck?
And, yeah. The fuck.
The fuck.
What the fuck? What the fuck? He beat the piss out of Jacques Rougeau. Yeah. Punched him like 2-3, beat him up. And now, what I told Tim this, and I'll say this on the air. Raymond Rougeau was on crutches. And Dynamite turned to him and he said, he goes, wait till you're off those crutches, you'll get some too. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If Raymond Rougeau wasn't on the crutches, he probably would have kicked Dynamite Kid's ass because Ray Rougeau is a tough son of a bitch. And he is nobody to fuck with. Yeah. I would put my money on Ray Rougeau before I would put it on the Dynamite Kid. I'm just saying that. I don't give a fuck how tough the Dynamite Kid thinks he is. Ray Rougeau's tough. So anyway, Ray said to Jacques, well, you can't just let him do that to you. So he went and, healed up, whatever, and went to the bank, got a roll of quarters, and walked up to Dynamite Kid, hit him, and knocked 1, 2, 3, 4 feet out. Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
Wow. That's nuts.
Yeah.
How do you go into? You got to be real professional to go into this match without breaking a leg or an arm or gouge out an eye.
I mean,
that's got to be the first thing in your mind.
But
that's not the first time that's happened, though.
No,
like
and then
like in general.
No, but like you're not going to do something like that on a Vince pay-per-view because
exactly
you're never going to work anywhere again because if all Vince McMahon has to do is call every promoter up and say, well, I'm gonna sink you anyway in 4 years, but if you put this guy in there, I'm gonna sink you now, and he would never work again. So,
all right, well, that's a great story. It's one of those stories I did not know. I think we learn something new every day.
I highly recommend you watch any shoot interview with Jacques Rougeau and Ray Rougeau or like Honky or whoever. Just type in Dynamite Kid Jacques Rougeau and watch all of them that you can because they all pretty much say the same thing. And it's great.
I've seen some of them.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a great story.
All right, so let's pop on to the next one. Co-captains, Andre the Giant and Dino Bravo. I know you're a Dino Bravo guy. I was never a Dino Bravo guy.
I love Dino Bravo. Vive la Quebec.
And again, Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, and freaking Harley Race. with Bobby Heenan and Frenchie Martin at ringside. Don't forget about Frenchie this time.
Tim, why you hate on Harley Race, man?
Because he's old and crusty.
He was like one of the toughest guys in the business.
In the 70s. In the 70s.
The early 80s, too.
I was over him by then. I was like, he's vanilla. I don't want vanilla.
Oh, no.
If it's going to be vanilla, I want sprinkles and chocolate syrup.
Harley was an 8-time NWA champion.
And yeah, I couldn't pull off the king because I'm so boring.
I'm the king, Harley Race.
I don't want to fight the junkyard dog. It's like, shut up. I don't buy you, man.
You better shut up, Okerlund.
That's what I'm saying. He had to have Bobby Heenan there. Bobby Heenan made him in the WWF. In the 70s, I get it. In the 70s, I get it. He was a badass.
Bobby Heenan helped a lot of people.
Bobby, if you were with Bobby Heenan, you were getting over. There's no ways about it.
Exactly. Well, their team, the team they faced was co-captained by Jake Roberts, Jim Duggan, featuring Ken Patera again. I thought he was gone by then.
Ken Patera.
Tino Santana, Eric's favorite. And here we go. Scott Casey.
I figured it out, Tim. Tim, hold on. I figured out why he's there. Okay. He's there because Barry Windham, who was the Widowmaker, he was the Widowmaker for about 6-7 months in the WWF. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
His brother and father got arrested for counterfeiting, and he had to leave to go help them. So he had to stop wrestling for a little while. Then he finally went back to the NWA. But Vince let him out of his contract because his brother and father went to jail.
Jesus.
Oh, shit. I don't know that. Wow.
Yep.
Eric, you're our encyclopedia. Encyclopedia Zant. We're going to call you that from now on. Because you got all the great knowledge from back in the day.
He's the genius.
You are our Lanny Poffo. Without the poems. I just want to write a poem.
No.
Okay.
Like, no?
All right. We'll move on then. How about that? Match number 4. Here we go. This is where it all started, by the way. This is also the main event. But this is where it all started. This is where Hulk Hogan's began to break through. This is where Hulk Hogan's betrayal began. This is where Hulk Hogan's defiling of such a beautiful relationship began. Team Hulk Hogan, Team Mega Power, I should say. Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage with Hercules. Really?
Babyface
Hercules. Jim.
Babyface Hercules.
Yeah, because he was sold into slavery, which is a ridiculous storyline. Ridiculous story. I posted that the other day, laughing my ass. I was like, I totally forgot that he was sold as a slave to the $1 Million Man.
But how fucked up is that?
I know, but I was like, wow, I forgot about this, and it was so great to watch.
How fucked up is that?
Did you watch the scene though? How they were all standing there, and he's like, "Well, what'd you buy?" Hercules. Like, even Hercules couldn't even really sell it that well. He's like, and they're like, Bobby is like, "Sorry, dude, I found something better." Got taking the briefcase of money, sold himself a human being to the $1 Million Man. That is insane.
Leave it to wrestling to dig up an angle of that. Oh God, I mean it's great, but like you couldn't do that today. Like
no,
if you said, well, Eric, I just sold you into slavery to whoever, like fucking, even though I'm not black, like the NAA, everybody would freak out. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter because you mentioned slavery and use it in the context of anything, even wrestling, like people would fucking flip, dude.
Well, you know what we'll do? It's good to know, though. It also clarified the fact that because a lot of people had a problem with Virgil, since Virgil was a slave. No, this proved that he was a bodyguard.
He was a bodyguard.
Hercules was a slave. Kind of clarified things a little bit for the old $1 Million Man and Vince and the company because they were a little offended by Virgil being that manservant type.
They were. You know, I mean, I'm not saying Vince isn't a prick, but
he's a prick. I'm sure he is. I can't wait for all the new stories coming out too. So yeah, Hercules, Hillbilly Jim, and Coco Beware. So basically, this is just the Mega Powers versus 5 guys.
Great pre-match promo though from Hercules, where he quotes the Rolling Stones at the end. I forget who he's talking to. He's like, "You can't always get what you want, but you always get what you need." It's like, is he quoting Rolling Stones?
And that doesn't even make any sense.
I know.
What are you talking about?
And then Hogan, because Hercules had the chains, right? And then Hogan has chains too, which is weird. I was just like, what's going on here?
That's Hogan being Hogan. He's like, yo,
I guess
I want like chains because he has chains, and I'm Hogan, so I get chains.
And Hogan's like, oh, it's like we got the Madness, we got the Mountain Man, we got the Hercules. This is like,
what's up, Alex? Welcome to the show, Alex. Hey, our first
comment
tonight. What's going on, Alex? Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're facing the team. Again, it's like, why do we just have that one guy? You're like, seriously, dude? Big Boss Man and Akeem. Akeem is not offensive at all. Haku. Ted DiBiase. Right there, that's a phenomenal match. But then you got to throw in the Red Rooster.
Oh, fuck.
Poor Terry Taylor getting thrown in there.
God damn Terry Taylor.
This was absolutely hard.
I remember Terry Taylor from the NWA. He did a 5-arm. Instead of a 4-arm, he called it the 5-arm. You were talking earlier about vanilla. He's like sugar-free vanilla.
That's why they sprayed a mohawk.
The
on
worst
him.
vanilla.
Chicken.
He's the fucking worst. He's like that vanilla that, like, okay, picture this quick. I have hillbilly relatives that live in the hills, like up in the Catskills, up in Walton, and like they make homemade ice cream and strawberry shortcake. Ooh. And now think about that, and think about like the vanilla that you're eating out of that. Like they churn it by hand. You know what I mean? It's like they're making ice cream stuff. Wonderful people. Like I'm not. I hope everybody knows that everything I say is a joke. Okay, like I'm not serious about anything unless I'm talking about beef. I'm not serious about it. I'm making it light and fun because comedy still exists. Ross Park. So anyway, they make ice cream, vanilla ice cream. Well, there's a flavor called just ice cream, and I don't think it has vanilla in it. I don't know what it is, but
it's probably ice.
It tastes like ice cream. Because I said one day, I was like, wow, what flavor is this? They're like, ice cream. I went,
okay.
All right. Hey, whatever works for you. At least it's not like possum or some shit like that they threw in there.
No. We're not going down that rabbit hole. Move on.
Well, like I said, this was a pretty decent match too. This is when the Boss Man and Akeem, they were all there with the Twin Towers. They were getting ready for that big run against Hogan and Savage. It was a pretty decent match too. Akeem and Bossman got disqualified. Well, Bossman got counted out. Akeem got disqualified. They handcuffed Hulk Hogan to the side of the ring. Haku, the last one in, shockingly enough, is destroying Savage. Miss Elizabeth goes into Slick's pocket to get the key, and Jesse Ventura says she's stealing his wallet. They're looking like she's stealing his wallet. She's stealing his wallet too, Gorilla. Oh no, she's
not, Gorilla.
Which is
soon.
So she gets Hogan out. Hogan comes in, does what Hogan does, gets the pinfall, and here it comes.
Is this where he touched her ass?
Yeah, no. This was the hug.
Oh, the hug.
The hug first. This was she went to just to grab him and like, hey, congratulations. Then he scooped her up and twirled her around with the big hug while Savage is trying to recover from an ass whooping. And that was it. That was the beginning of the end. That was the lust. We saw the
Savage had to look when he was getting up. He was like,
yeah, because she raised her hands and he was pointing at Hogan like, dude, what the fuck was that? Why are you touching my chick, man? It was the lust, bro. I saw it coming, man.
The lust in your eyes, brother.
Right there, and then I said, here we go.
We're putting it back on Hogan.
Yep. It is on Hogan, man. You'll never, ever, ever be able to convince me otherwise that Hulk Hogan did not have lust for Elizabeth, and he was the fall of the Mega Powers, et cetera, et cetera.
Hey.
So what do you guys think of the first two Survivor Series overall?
Go ahead, Bert.
Overall, they were good, groundbreaking. At the time, of course, not surprised by the winners. But even with that, they still did a good job of not having guys look weak, even though they lost. Continuing feuds. Overall, just groundbreaking, really good at the time. They still kind of hold up. Some of the matches are a little hard to watch because of the quality, but other than that, really probably the best era for WWF. Honestly, in those 2 years, 87, 88, super, super deep, talented roster overall.
Dan, what about you? I know what you think.
Bert said it good because, like, the concept of the whole thing was great, and the gimmicky aspect of it, especially during this era when gimmicks were like, a big proponent of the sports entertainment business that was starting to take over. But like it was as corny now looking at it as the teams are, it was fun. And they got to play a little bit in the ring, like they could do goofy shit and they could do serious shit like the double turn or the lust in your eyes or like anything dumb like that. This is kind of where they could kind of just like it was a holiday. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're gonna
just seeing all these guys interact with each other, because a lot of times you didn't see that.
You never saw any of them together. No.
And Survivor Series was my favorite back before the Royal Rumble became the Royal Rumble. The Survivor Series was my favorite because of that. Like, I can't wait to see what teams and what their team's name are going to be, and like all that cool stuff. Oh, he's back. What's up, Raul? I was waiting to hear from you today.
Hey, Raul. It was groundbreaking, and they tried to upstage Starrcade 87, 88. Well, they did that because Vince called up around all the cable companies and told them if they aired Starrcade, he'd pull out of the Survivor Series. So,
Starrcade's free, though. Isn't Starrcade free anyway?
No.
Clash of
Champions was free.
Clash of Champions was the free one. See?
Yeah.
Hey, Raul, you're just in time, too, by the way. We are going to finish this one now. We have to go soon, too, because the boss is running his own gig tonight. So let's get through this one real quick.
Yep.
Greatest tag team finishes of all time. So, Raul, you can chime in if you want to. We're only going to do 5, and we're not going to do a whole big giant. We're going to, just run through these real quick for ourselves. I said I think we're going to have mostly the same ones. I personally tried to stay away from kind of like the DX. They call it the X mark, where it's just a super
two finishers. Yeah.
I try to stay away from 2 finishers combined into one. I try to keep it pure tag team. It's kind of hard to do it, but that's what I did. So, Bert, you can go first. Let's start off with your number 5. What's your number? Give us your number. We'll go quick, Rubo. What's your number 5 if you put it in order?
My number 5 is the top elimination from the Eliminators in ECW. Perry Saturday and Kronos.
Ooh.
They're like if you haven't seen it, basically one high, one low, totally knocking you out. Great finish, great pop, always.
That was a good move.
Definitely, very memorable move.
Cool, Eric. What do you got?
Number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5. Fucking 3D, man. The Dudley Death Drop. How great was that?
Yeah, it's on my list too, but it's a little higher up. Yeah, I love the 3D too. Table or no table, it's still a pretty cool move.
Still a great move.
So yeah, my number 5, which it was almost the X mark, which is the super kick into the pedigree, because it's just a cool thing. Or even the leg drop into the big elbow. I was like, well, I got to put the Mega Powers leg drop to the big elbow. But they didn't do that too often. They only did that once or twice, I think. So I kept that out. My number 5 is the spike pile driver that the Brainbusters used to do. Ooh. That shit looked like it hurt, man. Yeah. It looked like it. No matter how many times they did it, I was like, that's one of those moves where you're like, I know it's scripted, but that shit looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
Bounce, and they bounce up off the top of the ring. Yeah, that looked like it hurt, man. So that's my number 5. Number 4, Bert, go ahead.
All right, my number 4 is even though they have another move that was another double team move that was very famous, I have the Steiner DDT, which they did a few times. That was a lot more effective.
That's my number 4.
You want to talk about like legit, the way that Scott would go up there and grab you down and DDT you, like that was impressive enough. Could just imagine how safe you have to be to pull that off.
That's true. That's my number 4 also. So, Eric, go ahead. What's yours?
My number 4 is the Rockers double fist from each corner of the ring. Boom.
I like it.
Yeah.
What did they have? Didn't they have something else? What did they also have?
Didn't they have like a rocker dropper?
Like a suplex or something like that?
Something like, I can't remember, but they're the originators of the rocker dropper, like where they leg drop you, they jump up and leg drop you down. That Billy Gunn used to do. That was a rocker dropper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. All right, so ahead, Bert. What's your number 3?
It's going to be the Heart Attack from Jim Neidhart and Bret Hart. One of the most over finishers. It fits both of their characters really well. Legit finish. Always a good one.
I told you we're going to have the same list because that is also my number 3. So we can go right on to Eric now. Is that your number 3 too, Eric?
That's my number 3. Let's just go to number 2.
See, I told you we're going to have a very close list. I think there's very few really, really good ones. And now the 2 left, mine are obvious. So I don't know. Go ahead.
I think mine are too.
My number 2 is 3D.
3D.
Okay. And I think we show our number 1 is.
Yeah.
Well, my number 2 is the Demolition. That's my number 2.
Demolition. See, that's the thing. I think I took out the 3D actually because I put Demolition at number 2. My favorite one of all time. Well, not all time, but that was my favorite. I used to one of my favorite moves to do to little kids on my block with my friend George. Oh, yeah. I used to just grab little kids randomly and put them on my knee. He used to come off the stoop and drop the elbow. So that was a great thing. And yes, he was nice and quick. I knew we were going to have the same stuff. Let's see what Raul. What do you got? Raul? Let's see. Demolition, the Road Warriors, the Dudley Boys, and the Hart Foundation. Well, speaking of the Road Warriors, numero uno for me. Numero uno for me is the Doomsday Device. I think
one of the most legit moves in wrestling.
I knew it'd be a quick list because it's
I don't know if Eric probably knows. Tim might not know, but wrestlers were legit scared to take that move because that's you think about it. You're on a guy's shoulders. Hawk usually super tall. You're getting clothesline and you're falling backwards. So you have to fall. It's crazy. Like this.
I took that fucking move from Samoans, man. Like,
don't forget too. Animal would toss your ass.
Yeah,
it wasn't just like, hey, I'm clotheslining it. He would toss your ass. So you weren't landing on. You don't know if you're going to land on your back. You don't know if you're going to land on your feet, on your ass. Yeah. You don't know where. I mean, you got to tuck when you take that freaking. You're going to die. That's what made that move legit.
No, thank you.
Because Animal said too in interviews over the years that if you go back and watch their matches, if that wasn't the finish, that means that the person that they were wrestling didn't want to take the finish because they were too scared of the move, which speaks to which even makes them even like.
Well, there's 2 teams that enhancement talent either walked out and they had to find new enhancement talent or just cringed at the fact that they were having to work on was the Steiners and the Road Warriors. Because the Steiners would beat the piss out of you.
Yep.
That's true.
That would have been a dream. That would have been a nice dream match.
They seemed like they were very rough with there. It had to be a WCW, if anything, no? Early NWA?
Well, I don't remember, though, but it might have been. But yeah, that would have been nice.
Are you already Alex Writing already?
He was already doing it before it started.
This is a no Alex Wright zone today. Just because you're wearing your blue tank top, Eric, doesn't mean you can Alex Wright us to death. Well, like I said, I knew that was going to be a very quick list. I know we all have the same type. I really thought, Bert, you were going to pull off like a 2004 Japanese something, Mike. Like we never heard of before. I was going to run to the Google.
It's a few recent good ones, but yeah.
But those are the classics. I absolutely agree. Those are the absolute classics. All right, so I think that's a good show. So we got the boss coming on soon. We don't want to make him angry, so we should probably wrap up. Next week, more good old fun Survivor Series talk, and I purposely want to do 1989 next week, just because I started watching 89, and the opening promos were guys saying what they're thankful for, and I was dying laughing. I
think they did it in 90 too. I think they did it.
We did 90 not so long ago because that was the debut of The Undertaker. So we'll end up skipping 90 if anything. I think we did another one too. Didn't we already do 2 of these? I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. But I was thinking next week we'll do 89, and because we can do it so quickly, I think everyone should pick their personal favorite if we haven't mentioned it already, and we'll discuss that one. And then you can lead us through. Bert, you lead us through the discussion for your favorite. Eric, you lead us through the discussion for your favorite. We'll do it that way. That'll be a fun little thing. Favorite Survivor Series.
Favorite Survivor Series.
Overall.
Okay.
That we haven't mentioned yet.
Okay.
So I figure we can do it that way. And then, like I said, the following week, I think we're going to do the Undertaker Super Special. The tournament should be over by then. We'll have our own brackets. We'll have our own matches. All the good Dead Man stuff will be on the network. All the stuff will be out. And Survivor Series will be right around the corner. Where do you think he's going to wrestle? Or do you think he's just going to have a farewell? Who the hell knows with this dude? Who the hell knows? We don't know. So, yeah. So, of course, cool, man. So, I think next week, 89, and then we'll do our personal favorites. And then we'll figure out something else that we can talk about. Any closing words before we go, Bert?
Just as always, stay safe out there. Be careful. Be safe during this holiday season coming up. And just be thankful.
It's his aunt.
Well, just keep going on. Do your thing. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Wear your fucking mask. And I don't care.
Thank you for listening, Raul. Good job, Raul. Thank you for listening. You know, we always appreciate you. You're
Yeah,
number one fan. We got to get you a T-shirt, Raul. Just a sweet shirt.
Ro, I will buy you one with someone else's money.
We'll definitely make you one. Oh, excuse me, COVID. All right, so we're going to wrap it up there. We got the boss coming on soon. And there's only one way we can finish this show. Only one way. Happy anniversary. Look at the beauty in his voice. Come on. It's magical. To the end of Tadamia time. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. You may not like us, but learn to love us. We're the best thing going today.